Good morning, everyone. I know we all just woke up, but I'm going to have to ask you to close your eyes for a little while. So close your eyes. I'm going to describe a few situations, and I want you to raise your hand if you can relate to them. Raise your hand if you've ever felt uncomfortable or unsafe when you're outside. This could mean when you're on the bus, when you're at a mall, when you're walking down the street, at any moment. Okay, and raise your hand if you've ever been told what to do and what not to do with your body. This could mean the way you dress or the way you talk. And finally, raise your hand if you've ever been verbally or physically assaulted when you're walking down the streets or at any given moment. Okay, keep your hands up, open your eyes and look around. Would you have been able to answer these questions with the same ease if you had your eyes open? Not really. This is why it's a very hard topic to talk about. Globally, according to the World Health Organization, 35% of women experience sexual assault at the hands of their intimate partner or at the hands of someone very close to them. 35%. Let's think about that for a second. That's 1 in every 3 women. This means it could be someone that you know, it could be someone in this room, it could be me, and it could even be you. However, discrimination is not just gender-based, and it comes in all different types. The United States Department of Justice recently released a study stating that for most of the hate crimes committed in 2017 and 2016, they were based on race, ethnicity, and sexual orientation. Mind you, none of which are based on choice, all of which are a birth trait. Over the last few years, there's been a trend called #activism, where social media users use hashtags to create awareness on a topic that they care about. In 2006, Tarana Burke created the Me Too movement as a response to the pervasiveness of sexual assault. In 2017, Alyssa Milano tweeted this in response to the several rape allegations made against the Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. Within hours, thousands of women and men responded to this tweet with the words "Me Too," so much that it became a trending topic. Me Too was now used as a way for these people to come together with their experiences, to talk about them, and with ease, because they've been silenced before. Not long after, Harvey Weinstein was arrested, and other countries decided to join in on the movement. In France, "Rat on your dirty old man" was used 500,000 times. And in India, #AbuseFreeIndia was used for the same reason. And in Korea, and in Sweden. However, the Me Too movement showed no sign of slowing down, and it continued under the organization Time's Up. This created such a big wave of activism in Hollywood that for most of the events in 2017, celebrities attended and showed sign of solidarity. They either attended with a single white rose, or they attended dressed in all black. The initiative created a $13 million fund that went to help underprivileged women and kids. However, #activism not only impacted social issues, but political issues as well. In 2013, Trayvon Martin went to visit his dad in Sanford, Miami. That night, he went to a 7-Eleven to pick up some candy and some juice, like all of us teenagers can relate to, I'm sure. When he went out, it was raining, so he put his hood up, and he caught the sight of George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman was a voluntary guard for his own community, and he reported any suspicious activity that he detected. He reported Trayvon that night because the suspicious activity was him putting his hood up. According to the police reports, it was the 6th time that year that he reported a black man. Trayvon noticed someone was following him, so he called his girlfriend. He told him someone was following him, what do I do? The girl told him to run, and Trayvon did just that. George went after him, even though the police told him not to. According to several calls made that night to 911, they wrestled on the ground for a few hours. George said some racial slurs against Trayvon, and then a gunshot was heard, and Trayvon lay dead. After this grim incident in 2013, members of the Black community and activists everywhere needed an outlet to let out their frustration, and they found one. Social media and hashtag Black Lives Matter was their outlet. Black Lives Matter was an emblematic of modern racial injustices. It's a quintessential example of how a movement, an activism movement, can gain amplification through social media and create change. It helped fight against police corruption, racism in the workplace, and racism in general. Every day, people are becoming more aware of everything surrounding them. They're becoming braver. They're starting conversations. We, as the youngest generation who hold the most power over social media, can create change, and at the click of a button. And I hope this inspires us to talk about culture as much as we talk about the individual. The culture that teaches us to discriminate without hesitation. The culture that teaches victims to stay silent because if they spoke up, no one would believe them anyway. The culture that creates a divide in society based on bias. These victims chose to fight, and they realized that the conversations we have about consent, about courtship, about sex, about equality are so very important, and they're deeply ingrained and they start young. They chose to fight. They said, "Me too." They said, "Time's up." They said, "Black Lives Matter." They fought. So before I go, I have one last thing to ask of you. I want you all to close your eyes one last time and raise your hand if you believe that we can make a significant change in the world. Now open your eyes and look around. Thank you.